Okay, get ready because today we're looking at something that might just stretch your ideas about where life can exist.
We're talking about microbes, tiny little life forms, and their, well, frankly, astonishing resilience.
Exactly. Popping up in places you'd least expect, like, the harsh environment of space. We've got two really interesting new studies to dig into.
And our goal here is to unpack what these discoveries tell us, maybe even what they hint at about life beyond Earth.
So let's start with the Tiangong space station. Chinese scientists have reported finding a novel bacterium up there.
That's right, a completely new type. And the really intriguing part is the mystery surrounding its origin.
Yeah, like did it travel up from Earth somehow, or could it actually be native to the space environment itself? The study says they just don't know for sure yet.
And that novel aspect is key, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not just any bacteria. It's one we haven't cataloged before.
Makes you wonder, right? Could it have adapted somehow to the microgravity, the radiation, all that stuff?
It certainly raises the possibility. Adaptation in that kind of unique, extreme environment is a fascinating thought.
Okay, so that's one piece. Now let's shift gears a bit, back down to Earth, sort of. We're looking at NASA's Phoenix Mars mission preparations.
Yes, the clean room findings. This one is also pretty mind-blowing.
Totally. They found not just one, but 26 previously unknown species of bacteria. And here's the kicker. They found them inside a clean room.
Which is, it's designed for the exact opposite.
Yeah.
To be incredibly sterile to prevent contamination.
Right. These places have super strict rules to stop us from accidentally sending Earth bugs to Mars or wherever.
So finding 26 new types of microbes just hanging out in there,
Yeah.
it says a lot about how incredibly hardy these organisms are. They basically shrugged off the sterilization efforts.
It's amazing. They're like tiny little survivors playing hide and seek and, well, winning.
So we've got new microbes found way up in space, and different new microbes found surviving extreme cleaning procedures right here.
Okay, so putting these two findings side by side, what's the bigger picture here? What does it tell us?
Well, I think it paints a really powerful picture of microbial resilience. Just how tough life can be at its most basic level.
They're not just, barely hanging on either. The source material uses the word thriving in some contexts.
Exactly. Thriving in conditions that we'd normally consider totally hostile. A space station, a super sterilized clean room. These are not cozy environments.
Unexpected places, putting it mildly. It really forces you to rethink what habitable might actually mean, doesn't it?
Precisely. It suggests the range of environments where life could potentially gain a foothold might be much wider than we often assume.
It adds to this growing pile of evidence that microbes are just incredibly robust, incredibly adaptable.
They really are.
So let's quickly recap. We have these new, previously unknown microbes showing up on a space station, origin uncertain. And we have others found surviving, even thriving, despite intense sterilization in a NASA clean room.
Right. Both cases highlight this remarkable persistence of microscopic life.
It definitely shows life is tenacious.
And what's really fascinating, is the implication. If microbes can be this resilient in these kinds of extreme settings, well, what does that suggest about finding life elsewhere in the universe?
Yeah, does it mean we should be looking in places we previously dismissed? Maybe casting a much wider net?
It certainly opens up possibilities.
Okay, so here's something for you, our listener, to think about. Given how incredibly tough these tiny organisms seem to be, surviving space stations and sterilization, what does that truly mean for where life can exist? And maybe even how it could travel between planets, across the vastness of space.
That's a great question to ponder. Panspermia, maybe? Or just incredibly robust local life. Lots to think about.
Definitely food for thought. Until our next deep dive, stay curious.